In the latest Eavesdrop podcast, make sure to go check it out. I would say one of the better ones in a little bit of time with Octane. Yes, they've now discussed the future retirement of someone like Scump. This has been a long talked about topic because Scump has recently hinted at, hey, my contract's up after this year. I got to see the next one, the next game before I make my choice. Hecz in this podcast goes on to say he thinks that Scump has a couple years left, but when asked about this, it's Octane who says, when Scump retires, and he was open and honest, so it seems, we're fricked. The COD community is fricked when Scump retires.
And the way that I'm running it right now, one of them is really, really good, right? The other one can be good. But when you have a dynasty team like like they do, how easy is it for them to create the same sort of content that they're going to be able to create and be at the top the way that we're at the top?
That's the give and take that has existed in COD for as long as COD has existed.
Yeah.
It's are you going to devote your time to content, or are you going to be the best that you can be competitive wise? And that's what Seth usually does, a pretty good balance.
Yeah.
And I always have a lot of respect for Seth in that regard, because he's built his content empire, and the minute that he retires, that guy's getting 40,000 subs on Twitch. But that's always been the divide.
But what happens if he retires? Like, what do you think happens? Like, let's
genuinely,
I
think we're fucked. I'm gonna be honest. I think that
I don't. Go ahead, finish that. Can I get a napkin?
I think that not enough. It's starting to happen, but I think it's too late to hit, or too close to his retirement. It should have happened years before. There's not enough people to fill that space. There's not enough. There's not going to be one personality. It needs to be a group effort.
Several, right?
And I don't think that there's been enough players that have taken the initiative and understand that, like, COD isn't going to be forever. There needs to be something to fall back on. There needs to be something besides competing.
And they continue on. Please go check out the full episode. This was probably the best segment, I thought myself, because we've had this talk a long time about content versus competition. When you say that line, you think of OpTic and you think of Hecz because of the amount of times he has brought this up. Someone like Octane, ironically so, has been accused so many times, especially this year, picking up content yet again. And with the lack of results for the Surge, he's been questioned a lot of, can you actually compete and also make content? He answers that. They also talk about the pitfall that was Nadeshot. When he retired from Call of Duty, that was a big hit. And when Scump does, this could be even a bigger hit for the space.
And like I said, I just don't think there's been enough players to fill the void of when Seth retires, because let's be honest, he's fucking, like, he is COD.
Bro, when Nadeshot retired, that was a massive blow.
Yeah.
Like, we're still seeing the
I think Seth is going to be worse.
I think so too, because it's going to be the last of his kind.
The
right?
old guard.
What you're doing now, what fucking Zuma's doing now, like that is what we needed.
It's
fucking
a group,
three to 4 years ago.
It's literally a group effort to pick up where Seth is going to leave off.
Dude, I've had this conversation with fucking all the owners. Like, put some fucking, like, put some effort on the thing that's going to grow this thing.
And also, I'm gonna clear the air. It's not fucking hard to compete and make content. It's fucking not. It takes, depending on what you're doing. If you're streaming 6 hours a day, that's different. But if you're doing what I was doing and just uploading on YouTube, it takes an hour and a half max every other day, which is my schedule, to make a fucking video. It's not hard. You scrim 1 to 6, 1 to 7. You have all the time between before bed to make a fucking video. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. So everyone that I don't like that stigma about it. It's not fucking hard to make.
And I totally agree with everything that was said long ago when we first talked about content as well as competing. And again, they also make sure to note streaming is separate, right? When you're streaming 6 to 8 hours a day, if not more, it's obviously very hard to keep up with a competitive career when you got scrims, you got practice and all the other things on the side in your life. But making a YouTube video here and there, Octane goes on to say, don't make an excuse to be lazy. You can actually make content and also compete. The most important point I want to bring up to all of you is how big of a hit will this be for the COD competitive scene? Because I do agree. I do think it will hit even harder, especially now at a time where Call of Duty needs Scump the most. Viewership's not doing its best. We'll see if it can bounce back with a new title or for champs as well. But without someone like Scump, are there any current personalities that can pick up that slack or get anywhere near that? No. And you don't have Nadeshot anymore. He's an owner now. Who knows if Scump's going to keep a pivotal face? I imagine he will in this space, but who knows how he'll be tied to the latter OpTic Call of Duty team, how he'll be involved with the Call of Duty League, who can actually fill that, and who is left as a big personality and a big face in the Call of Duty scene. You got Clayster, and you got Crim6, and you got a few other names out there that are of the older generations that can still pull viewers, but nobody like Scump. So who can fill that void when he does retire? Octane says Call of Duty is fricked when he does. And certainly if some of these up-and-coming young talent don't start to try and fill that gap, I guess we'll wait and see what happens. Make sure to go check out the Eavesdrop podcast. Hope you all enjoy. All right, drink some water, drink some coffee. I'll catch you back here next time. Take care.